Hey guys, so Crumbl Cookies, yeah, the hype around these viral TikTok cookies is insane. When a new location opens, you will see people lining up at 8 a.m. just to grab a box before they sell out. It's wild.
Big bag, big bag. Yeah, my bag is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big bag has no room.
Oh my god, and the music's actually coming from the car. Anyways, let's talk about what makes Crumbl Cookies so popular. Beyond that long rectangular box, which honestly is perfect for those giant cookies, they're known for their rotating menu with brand new flavors every week. We're talking maple cream sandwich, brownie sundae, buttermilk pancake, honey bun, pumpkin brownie, you get it, the list goes on. But behind all that sweetness, there's some real controversy. Crumbl has faced serious accusations like fines for child labor violations and other claims that raise ethical red flags. Allegedly, some employees were even told to serve raw cookies, had to endure a wall of shame for underperformance, and they weren't allowed to take breaks.
So I started working at Crumbl Cookies in Maryland when I was 17 years old. And when I worked there was a couple of other minors that were working there as well. Most of the minors did the night shift because we would go after school. We'd come in around 4 or 5 p.m. and we'd work until about 10 p.m. and on weekends until 1 o'clock in the morning. The problem was we didn't get breaks. We were not allowed to eat. They told us we could eat snacks in the back. We didn't have a break room with any chairs in it. We just had a back area with lockers, and they said if you get hungry you can eat some snacks in the back. Mind you, this is directly coming after school at 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is dinner time, so we had no time to stop and to eat and to take a break from working, and this is most people's first job. And I've seen so many minors stressed out, so many minors not eating. Like, it was just a terrible working environment. People working 40 plus hours a week who are still in high school. They also forgot to pay us. They would forget our tips. So we're getting paid under minimum wage as well.
Crumbl Cookies have also been accused of monitoring their employees remotely and criticizing them for not working fast enough.
The store had cameras with audio, so they would hear everything we would talk about, say, everything. The owners of that store would literally be at their house, sitting on the couch, watching us from their phone while we were literally doing our job, and they would call us and be like, hey guys, you guys are going too slow. They would literally make us, like, screw off the floor with toothbrush, like, literally, like, they would literally make us do that. They would make us, like, deep clean that store. So the owners had 2 kids that were working at that store, and of course they were the favorites because they were the owners' kids. So they would compare us with them all the time. Like, guys, they would be like, let's say, like, his name is, like, Josh is actually doing way better than you, Dari. Like, that's what the owner will say to me to my face. When we would get cash tips, they would give it to us in, like, they would be like, hey, put it under the register, and we never got those cash tips. You have to ask to drink water, you have to ask to go to the bathroom. People would leave their place crying, dude. Like, they would literally cry because the owners were so disrespectful and so mean.
Despite all of that, Crumbl has thrived thanks to celebrity endorsements from Lily Reinhart, James Charles, Kylie Jenner, and even Olivia Rodrigo, who each launched their own Crumbl collections. Influencers, they regularly share videos reviewing Crumbl's new weekly flavors, with some even building brands around trying every single release. Like these random people I found on TikTok who are literally on part 31 of their Crumbl cookie review. Part 31. They are not scared of diabetes. But anyways, these cookies are not cheap, with prices at $15.99 for 4, $22.99 for 6, and $42.99 for a dozen. Crumbl has basically become a cultural phenomenon with a dedicated fan base, and people just keep coming back for more. But the brand isn't all sunshine and rainbows. They've gotten a lot of backlash about the quality and the healthiness of their cookies, with many customers saying that they're underbaked and raw.
We were so excited we're getting this week's lineup. We take a bite. This is raw. This cookie is actually fully raw. I thought I was gonna throw up when I ate it. And then, not only is that one raw, then I'm like, okay, maybe it's the cookie, maybe it's a bad batch. We try the next one. Same thing. Literally same thing, fully raw.
This was an absolute disaster, and this was the one I was most excited for. But this is absolutely, look at that shine. That means that it's 100% just completely raw, and this is very dangerous.
Are Crumbl Cookies supposed to be this raw in the middle? So I was trying this Crumbl cookie and it's literally completely raw. Like, that's, like, you can't deny that that's raw. Look at that. It's like folding.
Crumbl, I'm so disappointed. Okay, first of all, look at this cookie. It looks underbaked, right? Look in the middle. Look at that. That is dough. I can touch it and it's dough. I cannot eat this.
Former employees have come forward claiming that they were actually instructed to underbake the cookies, assuming that they were just finished baking in the box. Who even thinks that? Obviously, it's not going to happen like that, because eating undercooked cookies obviously is an issue. It can lead to salmonella and E. coli, but with that aside, people are also just saying that the cookies are also too sweet, greasy, and falling apart. All these complaints are now at the center of a class action lawsuit accusing Crumbl of being one of the unhealthiest cookies on the market. Did you know a single Crumbl cookie can actually have up to 900 calories? That's like eating a Big Mac with fries or almost 3 cans of soda in one go. I'm not here to guilt trip anyone, obviously, but when people are making Crumbl part of their weekly routine, like those random TikTokers I found who review 31 of eating Crumbl cookies, it just obviously adds up. But with new flavors being released weekly, it feels like Crumbl is encouraging people to constantly, eat more of it and to come back. But let's be real, influencers aren't just taking a nibble, they're eating the whole cookie, and that's pushing people way past the daily sugar limit of 50 grams. Beyond health concerns, Crumbl has also faced legal trouble with a class action lawsuit over a hidden 2.95% service fee labeled as taxes and fees on an in-store tablets and their app. Another lawsuit accuses them of using tracking tech to share customers' personal data like their emails, their names, addresses, payment info without customers' permission. What do you guys think about that? Can you trust Crumbl with your information? Anyways, in 2023, they were slapped with a $588,000 fine for child labor violations across 6 different states. Reports were saying minors were working very long hours and handling dangerous machinery. Ex-employees were even taking to social media describing their chaotic conditions. No breaks, little guidance, zero respect or benefits. This just exposes overall the disturbing trend in retail and food service where young people are always treated just terribly. But the issues with Crumbl don't stop there. They recently laid off a ton of employees, citing economic headwinds. This was just 2 weeks after co-founder Sawyer Hamsley flaunted his new mansion on Instagram, and get this, a franchise in Massachusetts was even advertising unpaid trial shifts, asking potential hires to audition by working for free. Who even does that? Who asks that? And it's a big company, it's Crumbl. They are a huge franchise. Why do they need to have people audition and basically work for free? No. But anyways, Crumbl's constant stream of new flavors creates this gotta try them all vibe, making people forget about the health risks and the ethical concerns. The brand leans on influencer hype and the thrill of something new, pushing us to dive in without really thinking about the impact on our health or what's going on behind the scenes. But let's be real. Obviously, most people, they love to eat something sweet every now and then. I have a huge sweet tooth. I love cookies. I love pastries. So I'm not judging. But blindly supporting companies that exploit their workers and push unhealthy products all the time isn't it. And Crumbl cookies may be popular, but their practices deserve a closer look. Your heart health will thank you. Diabetes 2? No. Diabetes 5? At this rate, the big question is, will Crumbl stay on top, or are they on their way to a major downfall? Not too long ago, on September 29th, Crumbl had a pop-up event in Sydney, Australia. People were very excited, and they even had their own Instagram and TikTok account named Crumbl Sydney, which these accounts are now deleted, by the way. So it just seemed like Crumbl was expanding internationally. People were lining up paying $17.50 Australian dollars per cookie. That's about $12 USD. In the US though, Crumbl cookies, they go for $5 to $6. So Australians, they were paying way over double. And it gets crazier because some people spent over $150 on just 10 cookies. It just shows the power Crumbl has over people. But then it gets worse because it wasn't even an official Crumbl event.
All right, let's talk about the Crumbl cookie drama that's blowing up online right now.
It was actually a fake Crumbl cookie pop-up. They were just fans bringing over the cold, old cookies from the USA. They actually only sell for $5 there, and you guys still bought them.
So it was advertised online that a Crumbl cookie pop-up would appear in North Bondi, Australia. And you already know people were flocking to get their hands on these famous American treats.
It wasn't endorsed by Crumbl, but I went there anyway.
But after waiting in line for over an hour, the excitement went sour.
I think your conduct was deceptive and dishonest and quite frankly disgusting.
Instead of the fresh baked cookies Crumbl is known for, customers discovered they were actually Crumbl cookies imported from the US. Plus, people were shook when they realized it was nearly $20 a cookie.
$17 for one cookie. This was like a scam.
So Crumbl's co-founder chimed in by commenting on a video and said, "You need to try them fresh in the US. P.S. The pop-up isn't affiliated with Crumbl." Now, according to the Aussie importers, they claim to have said they were never affiliated with the official Crumbl store. On top of that, they came with the receipts and claimed to have spent over $13,000 on flights, customs, and of course, cookies. Their goal? To give Australian fans a taste of the real deal. They also made it clear that what they did, importing and reselling cookies, is called parallel importing, and it's totally legal.
So apparently, depending on which story you want to believe, a group of Crumbl superfans flew all the way to Hawaii, bought around 1,000 Crumbl cookies, brought them back, and set up this pop-up, and people were like, wait, this isn't an official Crumbl event. So naturally, obviously, people were upset, and TikTok just blew up with people making videos talking about how upset they were. Crumbl Sydney even said on social media that they clarified it wasn't an official Crumbl event when they launched, but interestingly, they used the exact same packaging and branding as Crumbl. Pretty misleading, right?
This is a look at their TikTok page, and this would clearly suggest that you are Crumbl. Crumbl landing in Australia, you were putting the dates, one day Crumbl pop-up store in Sydney. This is you clearly misleading consumers to believe that this was Crumbl. You're also using their packaging and branding, and nowhere in any of this did you state that we are just fans reselling, because if you had done that from the start, you would have been called out as scammers from the get-go. The next part of the statement, which is linked in their bio as well, because it's like a Google doc, is, are they genuine Crumbl cookies? Yes, we traveled to the US to purchase the cookies and imported them. Like, this is just so dumb. Why would you think this is a good idea? Why would you not just make your own cookie business in Australia? Why did you have to go to this length? They've then included trademark concerns. Crumbl's trademarks are available here. I don't know if this person knows what a trademark is. And yes, Crumbl, the proper company, holds the trademark of Crumbl in Australia, which means that no one else can use that name or the branding. Like, you're literally just exposing yourself. Do you know what a trademark is? They, for some reason, also shared a couple of positive reviews from people that came to the pop-up and said, thanks, I love the cookies. No idea how this is relevant. The next thing they've shared in their statement is their profit and costs, how much they paid on flights. No one gives a fuck about this. This is not how you run a business. If this was how people ran businesses in Australia, by flying overseas, buying someone else's shit, coming back and just selling it on a trestle table out the front of some random fuck shop, everyone would be doing it. But also no one would, because no one is this dumb. They've then also shared some things about customs and apparently a form that they got cleared through customs, because I know everyone had questions about that. I'm not sure how this works. I'm not in this kind of field, so I can't comment, but apparently they declared it through customs. Who knows? And then something about reselling. And from what I've read, when it comes to parallel imports, I believe they may have to have permission of Crumbl to sell this as a parallel import. I tried looking it up here, and it says something about they have arrangements with businesses that allow only those businesses to sell the manufacturer's product in a particular country. I don't know. Grey area, and I'm not experienced enough to actually comment on this. We're going to need a lawyer. And then they ended their statement. We hope this clears up any confusion. It absolutely doesn't. There's another ABN in Australia called Crumbl Cookies Sydney, and they're saying that this is not them. So my question is, what is your ABN? Because if you are going to have any business in Australia, you need to have it registered. So if this isn't your ABN, it's someone else, then what is your ABN? Your pop-up Crumbl scam shop, what ABN did you set it up under? There probably wasn't one. From what I can see, their statement has given no information. It's them just backpedaling, trying to sweep things under the rug and say, we're just fans. That would be like me saying I'm a fan of Gucci and going and buying lots of Gucci purses and then doing a pop-up shop out the front of some random shop and saying I'm just a fan of Gucci. That's just not the way business works. I also own a cafe here in Australia, and the amount of insurances that we have to have, food safety certificates, like all of our staff need to have their certificates. I can't imagine they got any of that just for this one day pop-up. yeah, the whole thing is just a schmozzle.
It made sense if you think about it why the cookies were, you know, stale and they just didn't taste good, because you have to think about when they were made before this pop-up, which was probably a while. But Crumbl, they hadn't really said much about this incident, even though they could have technically sued for trademark infringement. Honestly, they were probably soaking up the free publicity from all the TikToks that were going viral over this. Whether they'll actually take legal action, who knows? But one thing's for sure, Australia is very lucky because the real Crumbl is planning to open up in Australia after this entire crazy situation. So what do you guys think? Are Crumbl Cookies riding the wave of popularity, or are they on the fast track to a downfall with all the controversies, like treating their employees terribly, health risks, and lawsuits, and their cookies being raw? By the way, you guys, I have tried Crumbl Cookies before with my sister. We both did not like it. They tasted like nothing. They were very dry, and they were raw in the middle. Anyways, it's hard to say where they'll land. Have you ever tried Crumbl? Would you risk it after hearing all of this? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.